You just dengar saja. Apa-apa nak tanya boleh tanya boleh? Okay, cikgu record dulu. You just dengar saja. Apa-apa nak tanya boleh tanya boleh? Okay, cikgu. Okay, so you just dengar saja. Apa-apa nak tanya boleh tanya boleh? Okay, cikgu. Okay, so okay, can you see my screen? Apa-apa nak tanya boleh tanya boleh? Okay, so okay, can you see my screen? Okay, good. Okay, so welcome to our program today. Okay, for those dekat YouTube live channel dengan Google Meet, so hopefully tonight you boleh gain some knowledge, okay, from the program. So saya harap, okay, kalau you ada sebarang persoalan you boleh tanya, okay, boleh? So for today, so as usual, so I'm going to teach you, okay, macam mana kita nak mastering the technique in the two topic. Okay, maybe it's a quite difficult topics for you. It's the topic 9 about the differentiations and the applications of differentiations. Okay, so saya rasa you all sepatutnya sudah tonton summary chapter about these two topics. So I'm not going to waste time to go through the formulas or important things. So I'm going to go through very fast. Okay, what is the important things in these two topics? Okay, so as you know, in chapter differentiation, so we have totally 5 subtopics as shown in the screen. Okay, so basically, so you are going to have 13 skills. Okay, this skill I already showed in the summary chapter. Start from the first principle. Okay, basic rule, product rule, quotient rule, change rule, general power rule, derivative for exponential function, especially this and this. Okay, they have to memorize. Okay, so and today, so I'm going to talk about, okay, apakah soalan popular will come out in the chapter 9. Okay, so as you know, okay, so for example, macam soalan first principle. Okay, I'm going to show you how I'm going to solve this and how you're going to apply the differentiations of the functions like the logarithmic, trigonometric, exponentials. Okay, and of course, the other one is about this one. The Fermi's rule is the product rule, power rule, quotient rule, and change rule. You will notice that the questions always relate to these 4 important rules. And finally, we're going to go through the implicit derivative. I think this is a new topic for you, and parametric differentiation as well. Okay, so ini adalah 5 soalan popular so in the chapter differentiations. Okay, so and how about the applications of the differentiations? Okay, basically we only have 2 main topics. Okay, so first one is the extremum problem. The second one is the rate of change. Okay, so what is the important questions or the popular questions normally in your final exam? First of all, is you have to know how to find the stationary or critical point. Or sometimes they will say stationary or critical numbers. Sometimes. Okay, so be careful. I hope that you can differentiate between the critical numbers and critical point. Okay, then we are going to find the relative extremum, whether it's maximum or minimum using the FDT. What is the FDT, class? FDT, still remember from the summary chapter, FDT is what? Is first derivative test, and SDT is the second derivative test. So you always have to, yeah.
Medium the present screen.
Huh?
The present screen.
Tak present screen. Wait Oh, kat Meet tak ada. Wait Okay, can see my screen?
Ada.
Ada? PowerPoint ada?
Ya.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so basically, this is the, is the important summary chapters for the applications of differentiations. Okay, so we basically have the three categories. One is the relative as removed. Okay, normally the stationary point and the critical point, okay, including the first derivative test and second derivative test are going to include in this subtopic. Okay, so, sorry. Yeah. Okay, then students have to know how to solve the optimizations problem. Okay, by using the first derivative test and second derivative test. So remember to use this test. So you must show whether it's maximum or minimum by using these two tests. And finally, is the rate of change. Okay, so I will teach you, or I will recommend, so the methods of you using the differentiate with respect to t both side methods. Okay, you will find out that is much more easier compared to the methods that you use by using the change rule. Okay, so I will introduce to you after this. Use these methods to solve the rate of change. Okay, so are you ready to go through the question? I think I did give you the questions earlier. Okay, so let us go through the answers and check with yourself. And I'm going to show you how you're going to use the symbolic to answer these questions. Okay, so if you are ready, okay, so in the YouTube students, so can you please give me one, okay, to show that you are ready, okay, to learn or to see the solutions that I give you. Boleh. So I promise to show you the step-by-step solutions, right? Okay. So first of all, so we just go through the questions on the differentiations first. Okay. Okay. So this is the quite popular questions. Is about the first principle. We are going to find the derivative by using the first principle. Okay, I think I give you the examples of the functions of 1 over x minus 2. Okay, have you tried? Have you tried? The student in the Google Meet, can you give me some response? Have you tried? No. Yes. Okay, it's okay. Okay, so first of all, if you want to solve this kind of problem, so normally I'm going through with 3 simple steps. Okay, before you do anything, okay, first step is that you have to determine your functions of fx and the fx plus h. Okay, so for these cases, okay, so if I go through the formulas of first principle, so we have the limit of fx plus h minus fx over h. Okay, so for these cases, so if you look at these cases, okay, so this is the functions given. 1 over x minus 2, and the other one should be the function. So if I want to form the function of x plus h, I will have the 1 over x plus h minus 2. Okay, so first step is the most important thing. Before you start anything, you must determine these two functions first, and then only you substitute into the first principles formulas as this. Okay, as this. So you just put inside, okay, substitute the first formula. Okay, third step, only you try to solve. Okay, third step is that you try to solve. Okay, from here, so the very beginning, the very first step is that I'm going to apply the, the theorem of limits, okay, to solve this. Okay, so first of all, okay, what I do is that this one I put aside, and here to here I do equalize the denominators. So saya buat equalize the denominators. Okay, so and I try to simplify. So this one x and x, you can simplify it, okay, until I will get this. Okay, you will notice that this one and this one you have to omit. Okay, if you do direct substitute, okay, you will notice that kalau you ganti terus, you will get 0 over 0, right? Okay, H kosong, bawah pun kosong. So you have the case of 0 over 0. Last week, Miss Wani says that if you get the cases in determinant form 0 over 0, you have to try to omit these two factors 0 over 0. So you try to simplify this until you get this. Okay, then only you do the direct substitute. Okay, you will get this. Okay, minus 1 over x minus 2. Okay, class. Okay, let me show you how I'm going to apply the symbolic. Okay, for the checking purpose. So symbolic will teach you. Okay, so you have applications of the first principle definition. So I show you how to do it for the checking purpose. Okay, to do the first derivative test. So you see carefully. Okay, so if you have the app with you, or you may try later. Okay, so you go to the symbolic website. Okay, so every time, so if you want to solve any mathematical questions, please make sure that you always in the solutions tab. Okay, you type the solutions tab. Okay, so if you want to do the first principle, okay, so you can go here. Okay, you go to the topic of derivative. Okay, so you have this tab, right? Okay, can you see this? You have the derivative using the definition. So you click derivative using the definition. So let me show you the magic. Okay, how we do this? Okay, the first principle. So you just simply type the functions. Okay, fx. You may use fx, you may use y. Okay, equivalent to, okay, the function is 1 over x minus 2. Okay, 1 over x minus 2. Okay, then what should you do? You just press the button of 0. Okay, let me enlarge it. You go press the button, go button. So let the symbolic doing for you. Okay, so you just see. You can check whether your answer is correct or not. Okay, then so you see the answers. Okay, you will get the answer minus 1 over x minus 2 square. Okay, this is what you have done. Just now, so you will check, oh, your answer, your final answer is correct. Okay, so if you want to go through in details, okay, you can see they will form the first principle formula for you, so you can double check. Sometimes you say, hey, my final answer is not same with the final answer that symbolic gave, so you may go in the detail. You can see. Okay, here they will show you. This should pose your function of x plus h, and this is your function x minus 8. So you may see whether you do a mistake or not. Okay, clear? Boleh? Okay, you may use this for the checking purpose. So again, I repeat. Okay, you go to the function or the tab of calculate. Okay, and you go the last choice. In this one is the derivative using definition. Okay, you just click. Then you will give you the command, and you just simply type your functions. Okay, so if you make the comparison class, you see, your answer and the symbolic is the same. So mostly you are doing correctly. The answer, okay, the definition. So you see your answer and the symbolic is the same. Okay, but clear? Okay, so this is how we apply the symbolic in doing the first principle differentiations. Okay, after this you can go back and try. Okay, so we proceed to the next questions. Question number 2 is mostly about the differentiations of the function. Okay, for these cases, I choose using the trigo function. Okay, this is the most difficult part. I think the most common mistake the student will make. Okay, they always make mistake whenever come out with the differentiations with the trigonometric function. Okay, so class, maybe I will introduce to you a technique that I call out-in technique. Apa itu out-in technique? Okay, so every time I will tell my student, so if you have the composite function, so of course you have the inner function and the outer functions. Okay, let's say I derive my function h in the term of composite of g f x. Okay, so every time, so I will do my outer function first. Okay, maksudnya saya akan differentiate. Okay, saya akan differentiate outer first, derive the outer and remain. You keep the inner. Okay, you buat yang merah dulu, the outer ini. Okay, you differentiate G, you get G prime. So the inner you remain, you don't do anything, don't touch. After that, you follow by, so then you are going to multiply the F prime. Maksudnya, lepas tu, only you differentiate your inner functions. Clear? That's why we call it at, okay, outer dulu, then you buat inner. So you kena buat dari luar ke dalam. So dari luar ke dalam. Okay, bukan dari dalam keluar. So dari luar ke dalam. Okay, understand? Okay, so how we apply these techniques in solving these questions? Sine S square. Okay? Okay, so for these cases, so you look at this function, sine S square. If you looking this carefully, so you may know that the outer and inner function, you have to determine what is the outer function, what is the inner functions first. Okay, so for the outer, okay, the yellow color function is a sine. So you have the sine. Okay, so basically, so if you differentiate the sine, okay, you are going to get what? You are going to get what? You are going to get a cos, right? So according to the trigonometric differentiation, this one you have to remember memorize from the earlier. Okay, then the inner function. Okay, that's why you differentiate sine, you get cos. You remain the inner functions. You get cos x square. Okay, and you look at your inner functions now. Okay, your inner functions here is x square, right? Is x square. So after you differentiate, so you will get 2x here. So you will get 2x. Okay, so you follow by the differential of x square. So what you have to get for the differential of x square is 2x. That's why you rearrange. Okay, you bring your 2x in front. So you have the expressions of 2x cos x square. Okay, clear? So you must do the outer first, and then you do the inner function. Multiply with technique of outer and inner. Okay, then you see if I want to proceed, that's why they say that hence seterusnya reduce the differential of the sine power of 3 sine cube x square. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Okay, class, you see this? Actually, the sine cube ini, power ini, okay, I may rewrite in this form. Okay, saya boleh rewrite. Okay, when I rewrite, okay, I will see that, okay, so you have the outer functions there adalah something yang power of 3. So this is the outer function. Okay, so according to the power rule, okay, when I differentiate this, okay, I will bring down my power, betul? Saya akan bring down my power. Okay, so saya punya inner function adalah what have I done just now? The x square. Okay, sine x square. Okay, so I said just now, I do the outer first, then I proceed. Okay, I follow by my inner function. Okay, so I will have this. So this is my power rule. So bila saya differentiate, okay, I will bring down the power. Saya punya power minus 1. That's why I akan dapat power of 2 minus 1. Okay, saya proceed the inner function. So I differentiate inner function. Okay, class. Just now in the in the first part, so when I differentiate sine x square, I will get 2x cos x square. So saya tak payah buat balik, saya just proceed salin sebab dia ada perkataan hence seterusnya. You may use the solutions or the answers that you get previously. So I just copy from my first part, then I will get my final answer. Okay, class, you see the power of symbolic. Okay, let me show you. So go back, you can practice. Okay, whenever you do the exercises, so you may self-check. You can do yourself. And you may check with the symbolic app as long as you know how to give the command. Okay, so class. Okay, for these cases, okay, so you just simply you double check. Okay, you have the symbols of the derivative, you see? You just click. Okay, once you click, okay, so they already give you the suggestion. Okay, so I'm not going to use this one. So you just simply type the sign. Okay, x square. Exactly what you have. And you press the button go. Okay, you press the button go. Okay, class, you see, they will give you cos x squared multiply with 2x. You just rearrange. After this is your job, right? After this, you just rearrange. That's why just now we said that from our solution, you get the 2x cos x squared. Okay, so congratulations, you are correct. Okay, okay, so if I want to proceed with the differential of the sine cube, okay, macam mana saya nak type? Okay, okay, so dia macam ni, they give you the example kan. So you have something like this, so you must change. Just change this. Sine power. Yang ni you tukar power of 3. And this one is the x square. Sine cube x square. Exactly, yeah. This is the functions that you know. Okay, is in the question. So you have to know how to give the command correctly into the symbolic. So you just press or you just type the function exactly as the questions. Okay, then only you press the button go. Okay, then so we see whether it's correct or not what you have done. Okay, so they says that, okay, the symbolic says that your answer is 6x. Okay, we just make the comparisons. Okay, kita compare. So what we have done, so it says that the answer for this, so is 6x. Sine square x square cos x square. Okay, so you are correct. So they give you, okay, so you can easily to self-check yourself. Okay, so for this, sometimes they will give you some hints. So some step hints that they say, okay, to do this, you should do the power first, proceed by the differential of the inner function sine square. So you just follow. You see, this app can guide you, okay, to guide you to get the solutions, okay, step by step. So what you need to do is that you just have to get used to this app. Okay, you have to know how to give the command. Okay, then you can do a lot of exercises yourself and you can do your self check. Okay, so this app. So boleh? Clear? Boleh? Okay, so if you want to do the differentiation, you just press this button, d over dx. Okay, d over dx is under the topic of calculate. Okay, so we proceed to our next question. Okay, we check whether the symbolic can help us or you can do the second derivative as this. Okay. Okay, given that you look at the question number 3, so they are going to find your second derivative. Okay, so if I do the solutions manually, of course, before we go to the second derivative, you have to go to your first derivative first. So from here, so you know that this is a product rule. You have to apply the product rule. So you just simply choose one is u, another one is the v, equal to e to the power of, is the e to the power of negative 3x here. Okay, one is u and one is v. Okay, you differentiate your u, so you get the 2x. And you differentiate your v, you get the minus 3e to the power of minus 3x. Okay, then you apply your product rule. So your product rule, you start with u, one is with v prime plus the v u prime. Okay, so you just simply or you just substitute the corresponding function. You just ganti the function u and the v prime plus. Remember, class, this is plus. Student always makes mistake, always confused between the product rule and the quotient rule. So please take notes of this. So be careful. So this one is plus by the functions of v and u prime. Okay, so you will notice that there is a light term here. And you can easily to factorize, okay, or you may rewrite it in this form. Okay, boleh? You may rewrite in this form. Okay, so Okay, so if you want to check by using the symbolic, okay, so you just easily, okay, we have to see whether the symbolic can help us to do the product rule or not. Tengok you pandai ke, dia pandai. Okay, so you go to the calculus again. Okay, kalau dah ada. Okay, so you just type like this. X square and E to the power of, to the power, kita press this button, to the power of minus 3x. Okay, x squared e to the power of minus 3x. So kalau you dah confirm your function is correctly, okay, so then you just press the button go. Okay, press the button go here. Okay, so you may check. Okay, so the calculator, the symbolic give you the answers that is not in the simplest form. Dia bukan dalam simplest form. So you have the e to the power of minus 3x. Okay, you just make the comparison. So with the functions that you get, so dia akan bagi you yang ini Okay, so you just simply factorize. So you are going to get, your answer is correct. You see? So your answer is correct. Okay, so class, nak tahu ada tak the symbolic boleh buat second derivative? So if you want to do the second derivative manually, so maksudnya you have to differentiate the first derivative again kan? You kena buat sekali lagi differentiation dia. So untuk case ini, so you have the u and v again. So you will do against the product rule. Okay, so you buat lagi product rule kat dalam sekali lagi. So you akan substitute. Okay, u dv plus the v du. Tadi saya guna formula u v prime plus the v u prime pun sama lah. Basically, v prime is the dv dx. U prime is the du dx. So you expand it or you factorize. Okay, you keluarkan you punya like term e power of negative 3x ini. Okay, so you factorize, so you are going to get this. Okay, so saya rasa pelajar-pelajar mesti, you are interested to know whether the symbolic can help you to check or not the second derivative. How to do the functions of second derivative? Okay, see clearly, Okay, I just show you one time. Okay. Okay, for the checking purpose in your exercises. Okay, mana ada button second derivative? You cari-cari. Tengok dari sini ke sana, tak ada, sini sana tak ada. Mana so you have to find here See clearly. Okay, the calculus, the second derivative dia hidden kat sini. Yang saya jumpa lah. Calculus. Okay, you go to the derivative. You take note take note of this. Okay, you nampak tak ada second derivative? Okay, can you see? This is the second derivative. Okay, so you press the second derivative. Bila you press second derivative, nampak dia keluar command second derivative. Okay, they will do whatever you instruct. Symbolic ini dia sangat bagus. Okay, they will do whatever you construct. You bagi arahan, dia buat je. Kalau you salah bagi arahan, then salah lah jawapan. Okay, so please make sure that your command is correctly. Okay, from the questions that I give you, okay, I says that the actual question is that I'm going to find the dy dx in the simplest form. Okay, I'm going to find the dy dx in the simplest form. Okay, so you please kindly, okay, type. Okay, you see what is the difference. Kalau saya tak letak simplest form, okay, saya just type macam ni. Square e power of minus 3x. Agak-agaknya dia bagi what answers so kita tengok dia bagi apa answer. They will give you this 9 e power of minus 3x square minus 12x e power x plus 3 plus 2 e power of 3 negative. Okay, so dia tak dalam bentuk simplest. So dia bagi the answers that without factorizations, without factorizing in the simplest form. So if you compare with your answer, okay, yang answer you dapat ini. So you see, so what you need to do is that, okay, this one and this one are similar. So you just need to factorize. Keluarkan e to the power minus 3x. Okay, so you hanya buat satu extra langkah is that because the questions request for the simplest form. So you mesti factorizekan dia lah. Okay, tengok ada like term kat sini. Okay, so you just simplify and factorize dia. Okay, so I have tried satu command. Okay, yang inilah saya just start in the, saya buat ini second derivative in the simplest form. Dia pun faham saya cakap apa. So dia pun akan buat seperti yang kita dapat, tapi dia tak ada factorizations lah. Okay, kita akan buat sampai sini kan. So what you need to add on adalah, you just need to add on a extra step. So you kena add on satu extra step dia kat sini. Okay, you just factorize. Okay, 9 x square minus 12x plus 2. Okay, you just add on satu. Okay, so this is all about the second derivative. So I hope that you remember how to do the second derivative. Okay, kita proceed ke one more. Another one is the common or the popular question is about the quotient rule. Okay, quotient rule yang macam ni. Okay, so if you look at this question, so automatically in your mind, so you notice that, okay, this one will talk about the quotient rule. Okay, okay, so ingat lagi ke quotient rule. So normally your teacher will say that you're going to do v u prime minus the u v prime over the v square. So please take notes. This is the common mistake. Yang ni mesti negative negative, and you must start with v, must start with v. Okay, this is why if you think that this is hardly for you to remember, you can think of some term like this. Yang high low technique, ada high ada low. Okay, so that means the high is the upper and the low is the bottom function. So you pun hafal in this way. Low di high, maksudnya you salin low first, differentiate high minus the high di low over the low. Maksudnya you punya v function, low function is squaring. Okay, so this phrase will help you to remember the low di high minus the high di low over the low. Kalau you tak suka this, you may use this lah. You just remember this v u prime. Mesti start with v. You tak boleh start with u. Kalau you start with u, different story. Okay, so this one must remember lah. This one you must start with v, atau you just remember this technique. Okay, so I hope that you still remember how you're going to differentiate. Okay, these functions, they involve the the differentiations of the logarithmic function beside the quotient rule. Beside, they want to test you the quotient rule, they test you the differentiations of logarithmic function and the power rule as well. Okay, soalan ini you tengok simple, but they test you 3 skill. One is the quotient rule, one is the logarithmic differentiation, and the other one is the power rule. Okay, so if you look at the questions again, so I says that you might differentiate or determine the function u or v or the function low or high as well. Okay, so if I denote my v function as the 5 plus ln x plus 1. Okay, I have to differentiate one by one. Okay, so my v prime, so if I differentiate 5, I will get 0, right? Okay, so if I differentiate ln x plus 1, I will get, okay, you still remember this, how you differentiate the logarithmic functions? So you are going to have 1 over fx multiply with the f prime. Again, we apply the outer inner differentiation. So kita punya outer adalah ln function. Kita punya inner function kita adalah fx. That's why we differentiate our outer first. Ln, I will get 1 over fx multiply with the f prime. Okay, so this one you have to take notes. Okay, so this is why for these cases, so I will have the 1 over x plus 1 only. So if I have my v, so this one I have to apply the power rule. So my v prime, you bring down the power you turunkan. So you punya exponent left one. So I think if you have gone through my summary chapter, so I say that my power rule, I will bring down the exponent, right? And the exponent you minus 1 and you differentiate with the inner function x plus 1 ini, so you get 1. That's why you are going to get 2x plus 1. Okay, this one you must do correctly. Okay, so baru you apply dekat formula high low itu. Okay, so that means kalau you punya apa u is high, v is low, so you punya v prime is the d high and the u v prime adalah d low. So you just substitute inside the formulas one by one. Nah, masukkan je corresponding functions that atau expression you substitute. Okay, and this one you can simplify. Okay, so after you simplify, okay, so you will get this and this one you may collect the like term. Okay, you get the minus 9. Okay, yang ini you can omit it. Okay, simplify, you get x power 1, x plus 1 power 3. So you will get this as well. Okay, okay, kalau you tak suka, I mean ni, you simplify dia, so you will get this, minus 9 plus 2 ln x plus 1 over x plus 1 power of 3. Okay, so kita check whether the quotient rule, okay, symbolic can do or not. It's the same actually. Okay, you can try and see. Kalau you ada gadget with you, so you may try. Okay, you just go through the calculus. Okay, ini you buang. Okay, so you just add the functions given. Okay, functions given. So you have the phi plus ln. Tengok dia boleh buat ln tak? Okay, phi plus ln x plus 1. Okay, so this one will be the x plus 1. Okay, so your square. Okay, phi plus ln x plus 1 over the x plus 1 square. So basically, so if you want to all kind of the derivative, no matter is power rule, whatever is product rule or the change rule, so whatever, so you may use this. Okay, you just type the function exactly and you press the button go and we check the answers. Okay, you check the answers. Okay, so you will notice that. Okay, so you semak you punya jawapan betul ke? So you will get minus 2. Okay, you just compare with your answers. Okay. So you akan dapat yang this one lah, the minus 2 ln x plus 1 minus 9 over x plus 1 cube. Okay, dia adalah sama Okay, dia adalah setara. So I hope that you already have knowledge, the basic skill on how to do the derivative with the symbolic. Okay, the first derivative and the second derivative. Okay, how about the implicit derivative questions like this? Okay, kita ada implicit derivative like this. So for these questions, okay, dia mula dengan find the gradient. Okay, apa maksudnya gradient? Okay, gradient adalah you punya dy dx, right? Dia adalah you punya dy dx. Okay, so of the curve. So if you look at this function, you know that this is the implicit functions at the point when x equal to 0. Okay, so I just recall back with the summary chapter about the implicit derivative. So first of all, okay, if you want to do the implicit derivative, we always start with differentiate both sides with respect to x. Okay, you see what they want. So you want the gradient divide the x, so you respect to x, differentiate both sides. Okay, whenever you meet the y term, okay, so you must remember to multiply dy dx. This one they apply the change rule. Okay, kalau x dengan x, no problem. You differentiate x with respect to x. So if you differentiate y with respect to the other parameters, so you make sure that to add on dy dx atau dy dt whatever is. So this one you have to remember kalau parameter dia is different. Okay, so finally only you solve for dy dx. Okay, if you look at this question, so we know that they are interested in finding the value. Okay, so first of all, before you do anything, so what you need to do is that you have to calculate the value of y first, because this function is an implicit function. So if you find your first derivative, you are going to involve the other parameter x and y. Not only x, so you are going to have the parameter y as well. So before you start to differentiate, you have to evaluate, or you have to find what is the value of y from the curve for from the functions when you have the value of x equal to 0. Okay, so you just substitute x equal to 0. Okay, class, listen here. Since they involve the trigo function, so please make sure before you do anything, before you do any calculations, okay, so please make sure that you change the calculator into the radian modes. Okay, you change the calculator into the radian mode. You just substitute the value of x equal to 0. So you get the cos 0 equal to this. So you have the y equal to tangent 0 is 0, cos 0 is 1. You press. Okay, if you can remember, you don't need to use calculator as well. So you get the value of y equal to negative 1 over 2. Okay, so after that, only we start to differentiate this. Okay, so now differentiate this, you have to do implicitly. Okay, so you involve the function, the term of x and y as well. Okay, apa-apa pun, so kita kena apply the outer and inner function. So we meet the cos, and the inner function is the 3xy squared. Okay, so if you look at this, the cos, okay, so if you still remember, if I differentiate cos, okay, I will get the negative signs, right? Okay, so this one, 3xy squared, this one is, you have to apply the product rule. Wah, pening kepala. Okay, dalam itu ada product rule. So you have to do the outer with the trigo differentiations, proceed by the differential of the inner function as the product rule. So you pun buat satu persatu. Okay, so since the cos differentiation is the negative sign, so the angle you salin, and this one is the product rule just I say just now. Okay, so maksudnya if your u equal to 3x, the v equal to y square. Okay, so your u prime will be 3. The v, okay, class, you see this is a y term. So you are going to have the 2y. You add on the dy dx. Okay, this is why you have the u v prime. You have 3x, 2y dy dx plus lagi the v u prime. So it's the y square times 3. Okay, y square times 3. Okay, boleh? Y square times 3. Baru you get this. Okay, then equivalent. Okay, ini dah settle. We look at this pula. Tangent. So, samalah ceritanya. Outer dia tangent. Innernya xy. Okay, kalau tangent, you differentiate, you get apa? Secant square. Okay, ini again, product rule. Okay, you get another product through here. So let me erase this first. So we will have the u equal to x, v equal to y again. So the u is the 1. Okay, so the v prime is the dy dx. Okay, you just put tangent, the author is tangent, so you get the secant square. So this is the secant square xy plus the product. So u v prime dy dx plus the y u prime. Okay, then only you settle this. This one you will get the minus 2 dy dx. Okay, after that, the step say the second step you solve for dy dx. So you collect the dy dx aside. Okay, so you just solve, then you will get the term of the dy dx as this. Okay, the term of the dy dx as this. Okay, before I show you the how to do the implicit by using the symbolic, let me answer these questions finish first. Okay, since the questions want us to find the value of dy dx when x 0 and the y equal to minus 1 over 2, so I just substitute inside all the value x and y to the corresponding functions, and okay, kira one by one. So sine kosong is kosong, secant square kosong is 1, so you get the negative 1 over 4. Okay, maybe you are interested. Okay, how are we going to do the implicit derivative? So you want to compare whether what you get is the same or not. Okay, you just see carefully how are we going to call the implicit derivative by using the symbolic. Okay, so you see, okay, you go to your calculus again. Okay, have you see this? Implicit derivative. Okay, implicit, you can do until second implicit derivative. So you go, for these questions, you only go to the first derivative. So you just click the first derivative here. Okay, so the implicit derivative, okay, for the function, for what function? So you just kindly type the question, the function, cos three x y square. Okay, equivalent to tangent xy minus the 2y. Okay, minus the 2y. Boleh? Minus the 2y. Okay, Sita nak semak. Boleh tak the symbolic buat? You rasa boleh ke tak boleh? Boleh tak? Hello, Google Meet punya student. Boleh ke tak boleh rasa-rasanya?
Tak boleh.
Tak boleh. Okay, kita tengok tengok betul tak? Okay, you compare the answer with this. Okay, satu. Betul function saya type betul tak? Tangent xy minus 2y. Okay, kita tengok betul harap-harap boleh 1, 2, 3. Tengok boleh tak? Okay, mana jawapan dia? Ke bawah sikit. Where is the answer? Betul tak you check? This is your dy dx. Betul. So, there is no excuse for you to say that I cannot do your tutorial, cannot do your exercises. You see? Ya, you tak ada alasan lagi. Nampak ke? Kelas, you can do self check. Okay? So you buat, you tak tahu betul ke tak? You boleh check. So they will give you some rules Dia ada ajar you. Okay. They says that differentiate both side dulu. Dia ajar satu-satu, nampak ke? Step by step. Okay, do this and do that. They show you. So you just follow je. Okay, then you will easily to recognize where is your mistake. So this is the final answers that you get. Okay, boleh? So you boleh tahu where is your mistake. Okay, we always learn from mistake. Okay, we always learn mistake. Kita, oh salah. So nanti lain kali you won't repeat the mistake. Okay, jangan takut salah. Okay, yang paling takut adalah malas. Boleh? Salah tak apa. Okay, boleh buat lagi. Betul? Okay, boleh Nanti you balik, you boleh try. Okay, class again, I repeat. Siapa nak snap, boleh snap Atau you boleh rewatch this video. The implicit derivative, dy dx. Okay, you type your function. Okay, if you want to do the implicit derivative, you nak direct buat. Saya nak check saya punya answers for second derivative. Okay, you just press this. Nampak ke dek? Second derivative. Dia dapat second derivative. You just type your functions here. So, very easy to use. Okay, very easy to use. Boleh? Boleh Okay, good. Okay, so we proceed to the next questions on the parametric differentiation ini. Okay, untuk parametric differentiation ini, okay, dia tak ada untuk simbolek dia don't have the direct. Okay, maksudnya in the parameter t, in the involve the third parameter. So what you can check is that you have to find your dx dt first. Okay, tapi you kena ganti y ini sebagai x sebagai y, t sebagai x lah. So boleh? So you kena buat step by step juga. You find if you want to do the first derivative, you need to find your dx dt first. I think normally this one is the simple derivative that you can do. Okay, since they want to prove, to show, so you boleh buat dia jadi, you equalize the denominator until you get this. Okay, for the y equal to 2t plus 4 over t, so you differentiate. Okay, so you will get this. So if you want to use the symbolic, okay, so you kena buat macam ni lah. You anggap y itu, you punya x sebagai y. So you kena type you punya function jadi 2x plus 4 over x macam tu. Okay, your t is your x lah maksudnya. Sebab dia hanya ada dy dx saja with the second term of parameter of x saja. Dia tak ada yang t Okay, boleh? Okay, so next step is that after you find your dx dt and you find your dy dt, okay, from the what is the next step that you have to do? Okay, we have done your dx dt, you have do your dy dt. So again, you have to apply the change rule, betul? Betul? Dy dt dot dt dx. So you just put inside. Okay, remember class. So please take note. This one mesti multiply with the dt dx. Yang you dapat itu is the dx dt, right? Okay, so you multiply. And this one you can easily to simplify and you get this. Okay, the questions one you show, betul tak? Dia nak show. So macam mana you nak show? So you may apply your, the easiest way is that you do your long divisions. Okay, you do your long divisions. You have the 2 square minus 4 here. So you have the 4t square plus 2. Okay. Yang ini, you boleh simplify dulu Sorry, nak simplify dulu sebab dia nak kejap Sebelum kita ini, sebab kita boleh factorize in the simplest form, kita buat ini direct sebab dia nak 1 over 2 Okay, so kita buat long divisions. T square minus 2, 2t square plus 1. So what you need to multiply, but you don't get 1, so you multiply with 1 over 2. So you have the t square plus 1 over 2. So you tolak dapat minus 5 over 2. Okay, so you akan buat quotients plus the remainder over the divisor. So that's why you will get this. Quotients plus the remainder minus 1 over 2. So you bring down, that's why you get minus 5 over 2 to t square plus 1. Okay, this one is your first derivative. Okay, so this one is very popular. It's quite a popular question in your PSPN in part B. So please go back and do a lot of practice on these questions. Okay, then finally B, they want to find the second derivative. So in order to find your second derivative ini, okay class, so you must first, ini take note so you must first differentiate your first derivative with respect to t first, then only ini adalah differentiate. Then only you multiply. Okay, only you multiply. Okay, clear? Again, saya repeat, you must differentiate. Okay, so you start with the differentiations of your first derivative. Okay, with respect to t. Okay, so you must get your 0 plus minus 5/2. Okay, this one you do the power rule. You bring up the power. So you bring that also minus. Minus is positive. So by power minus 1, you subtract. We want to get a minus 2. And differential of 2t squared plus 1, you get the 4t here. Okay, then only you multiply. Okay, or simplify. Yang ini dengan ini, you boleh simplify. So it's 2. That's why you are going to get the 10t over 2t squared plus 1 squared. Okay, then only you proceed. Okay, you dah dapat cari ini kan? Ni adalah T sorry. T. Okay, so differentiate ini. So you multiply this with the dt dx. Okay, then you will get your 5t cubed over 2t square plus 1 power of 3. Okay, boleh? Boleh Okay, so this is all about the chapter 9 sahaja. So, saya rasa you pun dah penat betul. Okay, so pelajar-pelajar tak kira di saluran YouTube ke, saluran Meet ke, so you rasa application app ini yang kita ajar yang dari tadi ini membantu anda tak? Kalau you rasa bantu, boleh tak you press dekat YouTube, you boleh tekan 1. Kalau dekat Google Meet itu, boleh tak bagi respon sikit? Membantu. Oh. Yes. Okay, kalau you rasa dia membantu, boleh tak saya bagi you rehat 1 minit je, 1 minit. You subscribe kita punya, yang belum subscribe you subscribe kita punya YouTube channel dan you boleh tak share link ini yang kita punya YouTube channel ke social media mana-mana je. You share kat kawan you ke FB ke Instagram ke. Okay, bagi you 1 minit untuk rehat. You share and subscribe. Kita nak tengok ada tak kita punya subscribe kat sini ada meningkat. Okay, 1 minit. Ambil dia, anggap dia sebagai rehat lah. You boleh share kat kawan-kawan link YouTube kita. Okay. Boleh? I give 1 minit. Kita nak tengok ada pertambahan tak? Ya, one. Okay, kalau rasa boleh tak bagi ini sebagai sokongan. So, you punya 1 subscribe bagi kita amat bermakna bagi kita ya. Ini tanda you punya sokong. So, kita boleh teruskan program untuk slot yang ke-4, ke-5 dan seterusnya. One. Okay, lepas ni saya nak share lagi Kalau tak, saya tak share lah. Nak share lagi. Actually yang simbolnya ini boleh bantu you cari critical point and extreme point. I will show you after this. Okay, dah 1 minit belum? Okay. So please subscribe kita punya dari WhatsApp pula YouTube channel. Okay, boleh? Okay. So you punya 1 like atau tambah like kat kita punya YouTube channel yang tengah live sekarang. So maksudnya you suka app ini, you suka belajar. So program kita boleh berterus lagi. Okay, kita perlu you punya sokongan Tanpa you punya sokongan kita tak boleh nak teruskan Boleh? Okay, dah eh? Okay. Okay, so dah habis share belum yang Google Meet punya? Okay, okay. Okay, so kita proceed eh. Okay, thanks for your support and thanks for your like and thanks for your subscribe. Okay, boleh? Thank you. Okay, so kita proceed ke another chapter yang soalan popular juga dekat you punya PSPM. Okay, critical point. Okay, in my video summary, so I say that student always confused. Okay, between the critical point dengan stationary point. Okay, boleh somebody bagi respon sikit? What is the difference Apa different dia? Bila critical point occurs? Bila critical point berlaku? Yang Google Meet punya boleh cerita sikit? Critical point berlaku bila?
When dy dx equals to 0.
Yes, dy, very good. Dy dx 0 atau dy dx dia yes, does not exist ke atau undefined ke. Very good. Okay, give yourself a clap. Okay, very good. Okay, maksudnya you ada belajar, you know this knowledge. So, critical point, dy dx equal to 0, dy dx undefined. They not necessarily always have these conditions. Okay, so kita kena check. Okay, the question, you highlight. Dia nak cari apa? Dia nak cari critical point. Okay, dia nak cari critical point. Okay, dekat video itu, I say that before you do your critical point, the very first step is that you have to differentiate. Betul tak, adik? You have to differentiate. Okay, you use your knowledge of differentiations. Okay, saya tak mau cerita lagi how to differentiate. Okay, so you simplify and you get this. Something like this. Okay, so you will get this. Okay, so dia ada keadaan. Okay, you will notice that, my f prime is a rational function. Okay, my f prime is a rational function. So, and my teacher says, or the theory says that if for the critical point, okay, dia akan berlaku bila f prime nya 0 or the f prime does not exist. Okay, atau yang you cerita tadi, dia undefined. Yes, you are correct. Correct. Okay, so kita kena proceed and test whether you have these two conditions. Okay, so just now you says that it will be f prime equal to 0 or f prime dia undefined. Okay, so yang you differentiate itu, you just biar dia 0. Okay, this one you solve. Okay, then you proceed with x minus 2. Okay, so you have that, therefore your x minus 2 is 0. So you will get a critical number. Ini panggil apa? Critical number. Okay, so for this function, so we know that f prime dia will be undefined kan? Bila dia punya x power of 1 over 3 ini 0, so you will get x equal to 0. Maksudnya you ada dua critical number. Okay, class. The question said, I want the critical point. So, kalau orang cakap point, so dia mesti ada point XY lah. So, you mesti cari you punya Y. Kat mana? Okay? So, you kena substitute. Be careful. Substitute Y in the function of yang ini. F dia. Okay. Then, you will get equal to 0. Okay, one is the negative 14.287, one is 0. Okay, you punya critical point adalah 2, adalah 2, minus 14.287 and 0, 0. Okay, so macam mana I want to check with the symbol. Okay, so again, you tengok command dia. Okay, make sure that you are in the tab of calculus kat sini. Okay, you have two way to do it. Okay, satu adalah kalau you dah tahu. Okay, so you just simply type. Kalau tak silap saya, so you boleh type Cree. Sebab kalau you pergi kat sini, you punya mana you punya application sebab ini under topic of application. Kalau you terus pilih extreme point, dia adalah maximum or minimum. Sebab kita tak minat extreme kan? Betul? Kita just nak critical je. So you boleh tukar ini jadi critical. Tengok dia faham tak? Okay, saya pun tak pasti. Ada. Critical point. Bila you type, ada betul. Saya boleh type critical point fx equal to. So dia bagi you hints. Nampak ke? Ini boleh jalan. So critical point. So you just simply put your function. Mana function tadi? Okay. So you punya function adalah 3x. 33 dah. Sorry, mata dah rabun. 3x power. Power dia sini ada x peta ini. Okay, power 5/3. So you cari yang template yang ada fraction. So 5/3. Okay. Minus 15. Okay, then your x to the power of mana dia? 2/3 Betul tak fungsi saya tak? Betul Okay, so I press button go. Hopefully adalah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, data is that critical point dia berlaku pada x equal to 0, x equal to 2. Okay, so tadi kita cakap 2 dengan 0 kan? Okay, kita tengok kat sini dek. You punya function, you scroll down sampai bawah. So you cari dia punya critical point bila f 2. Nampak? Saya zoom sikit. Okay, you see? Dia boleh tahu sekali critical point yang ini adalah you punya minimum point. Okay, dia letak 9 darab, ini adalah darab dek. 9 darab 2 kuasa 2/3. So you will get negative 14.287 also. Okay, ini bila dy dx nya is 0. So you can clearly see. So ini gradient is 0. So dia adalah curve. Ini yang vertical tangent lah. Okay, yang ini berlaku kosong tadi. So, tadi pun kita check. So, you punya answer. Okay, kelas, you punya answer tadi. Nampak? This is the 0, 0 kan? Vertical tangent bila di mana dia punya f prime undefined. Ini yang kita cakap bila dia undefined, dia tajam. Okay? So, betul. Okay, dia bagi hints lagi. Ini adalah kalau you nak proceed with the nature, so dia boleh dapat maximum Ini adalah minimum. Okay, negative 9 multiply 2 power of 2/3. So, they are equivalent to negative 14.287 Okay, dia bagi negative 9 multiply with 2 power of 2/3 So, dia adalah equivalent. So, nampak ke? Very easy. Okay, you can easily know. Okay, you pun nampak, apa yang dimasukkan undefined. Dia punya vertical tangent tajam. Okay, ini bila gradient dia 0. So, you are correct. You see? Okay? Boleh? So, very easy. Okay, if you know how to give the command. So, I hope that you can remember. So, kalau you tak remember pun tak apa. You boleh tuntun balik. Okay, so if you look at this. Local extrema. Okay, local extremum kita ada dua So, masa adalah maximum atau minimum. Okay, be careful class. Okay, so they give you the extra condition Okay, kita nak F yang besar daripada Z, 0. So this one you have to read the questions carefully. Okay, you kena read dia punya questions carefully. Find the coordinates of the stationary point and state its nature. Okay, and state is nature. Okay, dia nak coordinate and dia nak dia punya nature. Okay, bila ada perkataan state is nature ini, so you kena state sama ada dia adalah maximum or the minimum. Okay, okay, so sama ada maximum atau minimum. Okay, how you state? Okay, you mesti guna first derivative test atau second derivative test. After this, I will show you. So the app will show you, will give you the hint. Okay, so how you do the first derivative test and the second derivative test again. So if you look at this, you know that this is the quotient rule kan? U over V, betul? Okay, so when you simplify, so you will get the functions of this. So saya tak mau panjang cerita lah how we do the quotient rule. Okay, class. Stationary point berlaku bila you punya F prime is 0. So, critical point dia ada add on, F prime undefined. Okay, kalau stationary dia adalah F prime equal to 0. So, you just simply let it equal to 0. So, you will get the 9 minus x square equal to 0. 9 is the plus minus 3. Sepatutnya, so you have the x equal to plus minus 3. Sepatutnya lah. Okay, so tapi sebab dia ada give extra condition. So sepatutnya sini adalah plus minus 3. Tapi they give the extra condition. So this one you have to take note. So you only can choose x equal to 3. So dia ini adalah dia punya conditions. Okay, since they ask you to state the nature, so you have to type. So sama ada you nak guna first derivative atau second derivative. So here I use the first derivative. So you must construct the table. You choose any value. So you choose any value. Okay, you test. Okay, so when you test, class, so you just use the calculator. I am not so sure whether you know. Wait, let me show whether I have this calculator with me. Okay, so during the exam, okay, you just simply key the functions. Okay, function ini, you use the calculate function. So, you masukkan you punya fungsi 3 alpha x ini. Mana alpha x? Sorry. Over alpha x square plus 9. Why is the 9? Okay. And you use the calculate function 3x. Okay. Oh, salah. Saya tak boleh masukkan ini. Fungsi saya masukkan ini salah. Kenapa? Sebab saya termasuk fungsi fx ni. Saya tak mau masukkan fungsi fx. Saya kalau nak buat first derivative test, saya mesti masukkan yang ini. So ini salah. So this is why you always make the mistake of this. So kalau saya masukkan ini, maksudnya saya salah. Kenapa saya salah? Sebab saya nak test the sign of the first derivative. So saya tak boleh masukkan ini. Saya kena masukkan yang ini. 3. Okay, multiply with the 9 minus alpha x square over alpha x square plus 9. Okay? Ini kuasa. Okay, then I press the button calculate. Betul tak fungsi saya letak? Okay. So So I calculate. Okay, so dia nak tanya calculate apa? So you pun letak you punya value. Katakan so you pilih value 2 kan? So you pun letak 2. So equal to. So you will get a value of apa? Positive. So you akan letak positive. Okay, so you calculate lagi. So you tak payah press banyak kali. You press the button calculate. So they say calculate what? Calculate 4. So you press equal to. So you will give you the answer is negative. So you put a negative sign here. Boleh? So you will get a negative sign. Okay, satu positif, satu negatif. Okay, so this one is the increasing. Ini increase, ini decrease. So this one actually, so you change from there is a change of sign. So kalau dia nak ekstremal, dia mesti change of sign. Dia mesti tukar daripada positif ke negatif or the negatif ke positif. If you don't have any change of sign, it's not a relative extremum. Okay, so this is the local maximum. Okay, so again, class, it's the same thing. So kalau you nak directly, okay, so if you want to directly do the is the extreme local extreme point by using the symbol like, okay, you kena bagi arahan extreme point. Okay, you look at here. So you have to give the instructions that you want to find the extreme point. Okay, so you go to the calculus again. Okay, you go to the derivative applications. Okay, saya tak mau tangent, saya nak pergi extreme point. Extreme point sama ada maximum atau minimum. Okay, I will show you this app. They will give you the first and second derivative test. Okay, so what is the function that you get is that, okay, so functions nya adalah 3x over x square plus 9. Okay, 3x over x square plus 9. Betul tak? 3x over x square. Mata saya. Betul Okay, so we press button go. Dang, boleh tak? Dah lambat. So, you punya maximum, minimum. Tapi soalan ni kita nak maksimum saja sebab soalan dia ada extra condition sebab dia nak x besar 3 je Okay, kalau soalan dia tak ada extra condition, you have two extremum point, satu minimum, satu maximum. Class, you can see here they easily to tell you want to test by using what test? First derivative or second derivative. So ini kalau kita guna first derivative, okay. So you tengok first derivative dia bagi you chart sekali. Okay, size dia tadi kita test sebab kita nak tahu positif saja kan, 3 je. So kita test positif, kita kosong. And this is like kan, kita change pada positif, kosong ke negatif. So you see, they show you the first derivative behavior as well. Okay, dia punya first derivative, so you boleh choose what test you want. Kalau tak silap saya kat mana dah. Okay, they will give you the table as well, so you can check where is your mistake. Okay, kalau you punya mistake, so mana kita punya test. So, okay, kalau you tak suka first derivative test, you see class, you see, they find using the first derivative test. So, you kalau tak suka, you boleh buat second derivative test. You see, very powerful this app. Okay, so second derivative. So you boleh pilih second derivative. Dia bagi you dia punya theory lagi. Kalau second derivative less than 0 maximum, greater than 0 minimum. Kalau kosong bukan maximum, bukan minimum. So this is your second derivative. Kalau you buat second derivative, you get, so you punya maximum minimum. Okay, kalau you nak tengok grafnya pun ada, you scroll kat bawah. So ini adalah minimum tapi kita tak minat untuk soalan ni, dia nak besar kosong. So dia tengok point ini sahaja. So this is the point. 3, 1 per 2. You see? 3, 1 over 2. So you are correct. Okay? So you can easily test. Okay? So again, I repeat. So if you want to choose, okay, which test you want, so you just simply change lah whether it's first or second derivative. Okay, boleh Okay, so we go to another question. The second last question is the optimization problem. Okay, yang ini, ini tak ada apalah. Okay, kalau optimization problem, so you have to know all kind of formulas like volume or surface area or sphere, cone, whatever it is. So you go back, have to practice. Okay, for this question, it says that sphere has a constant radius of a right cylinder. Maksudnya dalam sfera itu, dalam itu ada cylinder of the height of 2h. Okay, I highlighted. Okay, normally we will start with the showing. Okay, showing ini, so they ask you to prove. So if you cannot prove, you just skip this proof and you proceed to the dv, dh and so on. So jangan you tak buat apa-apa. Okay, okay. Then B baru you buat the maximum. Again, I repeat. Kalau dia nak suruh you optimization problem, okay, you mesti test. Okay, whether you use the first derivative or second derivative. Okay, so for this question, so we have the radius, height, and R. Okay, again, this is the radius of the sphere. That's why it's the A. Okay, so from here to here, dia adalah 2H. That's why half, dia mestilah H. Okay, so from here, normally, you have to think of it's the relations of the H between the H, A, and R. So you have to try to convert, okay, in only two terms. Okay, so for these cases, so we may use the theorem Pythagoras. Yang ini, segitiga ini. H square plus R square equal to A square. So your R square is equivalent to A square minus the H square. So this is the very first equations that you can form. Okay, ingat lagi tak formula cylinder? So inside you have a cylinder kan? You have the cylinder. So cylinder where normally is the pi r square, is the base is a circle. That's why it's a pi r square times the height. So for these cases, the height is the 2h. Pi r square times the height. So you just substitute your 2h here. Okay, clear? Okay, then this is the purpose why you denote the r in the A and the H term. Okay, sebab dia nak cari dv, dh kan. So that means you tak mahu ada lebih daripada satu parameter here. So R ini adalah alien. So you have to convert in the H and the A term. So you try to convert. So you have shown. Okay, you berjaya show. Okay, this is how you show. Very simple 3 step only. Okay, you apply the theorem Pythagoras and you apply the formulas of volume of cylinder. Okay, lepas tu baru you differentiate. Saya rasa differentiate ini you tak ada masalah. You differentiate both side with respect to H. Sebab sini ada H kan. So V sebab soalan dia pun nak dV, dH. So you pun differentiate V, your left hand side you get the dV, dH equivalent to 2 pi A square H. So you dapat A square minus 3H square. Okay, and you do the second derivative. So bila kita sampai sini, you tinggal ini je. Okay, yang ini adalah constant. That's why you akan dapat 2A minus 6H. So you get negative 12 pi H. So this is the second derivative. They ask you to find the second derivative. Okay, then you proceed that bila dia adalah maximum, bila dia adalah minimum. Okay, the optimums are it's the local maximum occurs when your first derivative dv, dh2 is 0. So you proceed what you have done in the dv, dh, you let it 0. So you try to convert your h in the A term. A and the sub 3. So you get A over sub 3. Okay. Boleh? You get this. Okay, then you proceed to finding. Okay, so you are going to see whether dia adalah positive or negative. I said that you cannot say is positive, is negative. You cannot say. You must prove by using first derivative or the second derivative. This step you have to remember. This is the step that students always forget to do. So you are going to lose mark 1 or 2 marks of this. So for these cases, I prefer, because it already asked you to do the second derivative. So I use the second derivative test. I substitute my h. And I will get a negative. You see? Kalau dia less than 0, maka volumenya is always positive. Only you convince or only you like the conclusions that V is maximum when the H equal to A over 3. Okay, clear? Okay, this step highlight. Jangan lupa buat. Remember, even though you don't add positive lah, memang dia satu je, memang dia no. You must do the test. Mesti test must. Is a must. Okay? Lepas tu only you substitute the value. This is the simple algebraic operation. So you go back and try. Okay, you just substitute simple algebraic operations, then you will get this. The answer. Boleh Okay, boleh? Okay, last questions before you dismiss adalah about the rate of change. Okay, how many people like the question rate of change? Okay, give me a response please in the YouTube or kalau you like, you tulis 1. Kalau you tak suka, you tulis 0. Ada tak? Ada respon tak? Yang Google Meet punya, suka tak topik ini? Suka. Okay, good. Suka sangat. Okay. You mesti suka dulu baru boleh buat kat. Kalau you tak suka, semua jadi susah, right? Betul? Okay, good attitude. I like it. So you must have a good attitude. Kata you suka, you baru boleh. Kalau you dah cakap you tak suka, you tak boleh buat. Suka tak? Oh, banyak 1, ada kosong sikit-sikit. Okay, bagus. Tak apa, kita ajar you cara yang senang. Lepas tu kosong akan jadi 1. Okay, good. Okay. So actually soalan ini tak susah kalau you tahu skill dia. Okay, so first of all, you must understand the questions first. 1, 1, 0, 1 banyaknya. Okay. So you see water pour into. Okay, saya nak tanya. Kalau you punya water nak pour inside, you punya volume increase atau decrease You tuang air kat dalam. Makin tambah ke makin kurang? Tambah. Common sense kan? Okay, bagus. Okay, circular cone. Circular cone apa shape? Macam contoh, bagi satu contoh yang circular shape. Contoh yang paling senang. Yang anda nampak circular shape. Ice cream, bagus. Cornetto ice cream betul? Cornetto panggil. Yes, macam ice cream shape. Okay, of the height 36 cm, bagus. And the angle of 30 degree at the constant rate of 27 pi centimeter cube per second. Okay, so ini adalah maksudnya dia tuang ke dalam, so increase lah. Okay, bagus. Okay, if the height of the water at the t time is h, kalau time dia h, shows that dia nak show ni. No idea. Okay, tiba-tiba show macam tu. Okay, so you have to start to think the ice cream shape. Ice cream, biasa dia macam ni kan, betul? Betul? Cone. Betul? Okay, you start to draw ice cream. Okay, you think of the ice cream. Okay, dia cakap height of the water. Height of the water adalah dalam cone tu ada air. So, ini adalah height of the water H. And this is the radius of the surface. Okay. And dia cakap ini ada angle 30 degree, betul? Okay, so you may apply the trigo functions of the tangent. Sebab dia bagi 30 degree kan? So you can imply the tangent 30 degree equal to R over H. Okay, that's why you are going to get a sub 3 over 3 equal to R over H. So R is the sub 3 over 3H. Okay, so you get a relation R in the H term. Okay, boleh tak somebody tell me what is the volume formulas for the cone? Yang kat Google Meet. Sebab yang kat YouTube tak boleh nak cakap. Volume berapa? Ada cone.
Pi R squared.
Pi R squared. Lepas tu? H over 3. Okay, good. So your pi r square h 1 over 3 boleh 1 over 3 pi r square h. Okay, mana alien dia? Yang biru betul? This is the alien. That's why you substitute in the h term. So you will get everything in one parameter je. So satu aja h. So ada v, ada h. Okay. Lepas tu baru you cari. Dia nak cari apa Dia nak cari apa? Dia nak cari apa? From here. Dia nak cari dh dt, betul? 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 They already give you dv dt betul? Okay, you tengok kat you punya formula ada v tak? Ada? Ada v? Ada kan? This is the v, betul? This is the h. So you boleh terus buat rate of change h with respect to t and rate of change v with respect to t. Maksudnya you differentiate both side with respect to t. Direct. Okay? So what you can do is that, okay, so you differentiate v with respect to t, so you akan dapat, sekejap saya tukar warna sekejap. Dia merah tak berapa nampak. Putih lah cantik. Okay, so you will have dv dt, betul? Okay, 1 over 9 pi ini is the constant. Okay, so you differentiate v terhadap t, you get dv dt. You darat buat dv dt. Okay, h pun you samalah. H terhadap t, so you differentiate h cube to dh first. So you have the 3h square. So you multiply with the dh dt. Macam tu je. Okay, then after that you simplify. So I think you buat kat sini lah. So you akan dapat ini 3. So you akan dapat pi h square over 3 dh dt. Okay, so from the questions they give you dv dt as 27 pi, betul? Okay, pi ini dengan ini omitted. So you have your dh dt equal to 81 over h square. That's why how you show. Okay, this is how you show. So very easy. You always use this. You differentiate both sides with respect to t easily, so you can easily to get. Okay, after that they ask you to calculate when the t is the 3 seconds. So what is the h and what is the dh dt? So if you want to find the dh dt, you have to find what is your h first, right? Okay, so you proceed with, okay, the next slide. So you proceed with this. Okay, when t equal to 3, you have to know bila dah 3 second, the volume dia dah berapa. Okay, kalau 1 second, dia tuang 27 pi, 3 second, you already have 81 pi. So, you carilah dia punya H berapa tinggi masa itu. So, you dapat H dia adalah 9. So, maka you pun ganti your H. 9 square, you get 1 meter. So, you punya rate adalah 1. Betul? The rate of change of the height. So, ini adalah you punya dh dt is 1 cm per second. 1 cm per second. Okay, so this is roughly, okay, all the popular questions, okay, in the chapter 9 and 10. Okay, I hope that you have the idea, okay, how to solve this kind of problem. Okay, of course, I just give you the rough idea. So, I hope that after these sessions, so you may go back and apply, okay, how to solve these questions, okay, or how you use the symbolic to help you to do the checking purpose, no matter is doing the quotient rule, second derivative, first derivative, okay, for the and the implicit derivative as well. Okay, so I hope that you can apply. Okay, you just follow just buat je. So ikut arahan, so you give the correct commands to the symbolic. So I hope that this app will help you, okay, to solve the problem. Okay, I think this is basically all for today's lot. Okay, we just give you the rough the basic, I think, idea on the questions on these two topics. Okay, after this, Okay, on the slot on Thursday, I am going to give you the questions more on the objective questions. Okay, and I hope I will give you by tomorrow. Okay, maybe before your slot, you can try first. You try to use the Symbolec. Boleh guna Symbolec itu. Okay, see whether you can get the answers not before you come to the slot. So you get a prepare first. Tengok you dah boleh guna ke tak. Saya agak go give you all kind of questions. Okay, boleh? Okay, so sebelum mengakhiri our slot, okay, so any problem? Any questions want to ask? No, okay. So sebelum mengakhiri, so yang kalau you suka program ini, okay, tolonglah you, okay, silalah, okay, bolehlah bagi kita satu like or satu subscribe. Okay, sebagai tanda sokongan anda kepada kami untuk proceed. Okay, so jangan lupa isikan borang penilaian. Okay, untuk slot hari ini So slot hari ini adalah slot yang ketiga, chapter 9 and chapter 10. Okay, ingat pilih tarikh hari ini. Tarikh hari ini adalah 15 Disember Jangan isi tarikh lain pula. Okay, boleh ke? Okay, nanti soalan untuk slot yang keempat iaitu hari Khamis, I will give in the Telegram. Okay, saya akan bagi dekat Telegram. So, you akan dapat soalan itu, you boleh download, you boleh try dulu. Tengok you boleh guna tak? All the questions that I give is suitable for you to use the Symbolec. Okay, boleh? So, you may have tried. So, thank you very much. So, we end here and hope that you boleh belajarlah something and you can do your well prepare for your PSPM. So, hope that, okay, kalau you ada usaha, mesti ada kejayaan. Okay, menanti anda. Okay, so 4 fact is for you, everyone. So, please give you a clap sebab you boleh mengikuti kita dari mula hingga akhir. So, saya rasa usaha tanda kejayaan, tangga kejayaan. So, you mesti boleh berjaya. Okay, itu saja. Thank you very much. So, pergi ke Telegram atau kita punya YouTube live. So, untuk isi borang penilaian, okay, kepada saya untuk buat improvement. Okay, boleh? Okay, thank you very much. Yang kat Google Meet ini jangan dismiss dulu. Kita nak ambil gambar sikit boleh?